Hello, I am Mike of New Left Dice. This is the Kerbal Space Program. Right, this is the map view. I'm going to go out of my map view. Here's my Jool Explorer. Oh, hang on. Something's just gone wrong. Ooh. Okay, right. I've got a problem, basically. Which is that I can't, with only these solar sails, these solar panels, not solar sails at all, because the sun is so very far away, I don't get very much electricity. In fact, I get so little electricity that I am not currently capable of going full throttle. I can't. I'll run out of juice if I go full throttle. I mean, I can. So I've got my throttle to about or a quarter or so, and I think that's completely screwed up everything, because something that would have been a 20-minute burn has completely changed, because I've only going at quarter speed. I don't think the game quite knows what to do if I try and do that. So I believe I have confused the game. I don't eat. Oh, hang on. Am I no longer in orbit of Jool? No. I've got a Jool escape. I'm still in orbit of Jool. Hey. Now, as you can see, I'm actually running it at slightly. I've got a slight. I'm just gonna go back to. Gonna time warp. I can only do physics time warp. I can't do actual time warp. So I think that's why its idea of where I want the maneuver to be has gone wonky. So I don't know that the maneuver is going to help me anymore. But as you can see, my Jool escape time is going up, and that's what I want. And you can see that the orbit is curving round, which is what I'm going to need in order to get any kind of orbit. But I believe my orbit is now so confused. The game is just completely confused as to where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. That now, I mean, there's no point using the maneuver. I just have to keep going retrograde. So I might as well just point retrograde. Actually, let's just untime off for a second. Let that settle. Oh, I'm sure those wobbles aren't a problem. But hopefully I am going to get my orbit, and it looks like everything's curving round, so I think I'm going to get my orbit. I may not get the orbit I originally was planning on, but I'll get an orbit, which is the main thing. There we go, an orbit. Okay. That's coming down. Where's my eccentricity? I'm going to use that as my. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just get rid of the maneuver entirely. It's not helping me in any way. So this is going to have consequences. This is because I think that's just going to be the best. I'm just going to leave it there. I think this is going to have consequences. I can't run my engine at full throttle. Where is that? That's 100. So let's take it down to 25. So I'm going to throttle the engine to start off with. However, I have got some contracts. Hooray. Achieve orbit around Jool, 45,000. And successfully explore Jool, 517,000 Kerbal bucks. That's nearly half. That's a 500,000 Kerbal bucks. It's actually pretty cool. Doesn't give me much the most science, so that's alright. But I do now have 11 million Kerbal bucks, which is quite a lot. Right, so I need to start thinking about, can I oh dear me. There you go, focus on Jool. Right, poll is on my list of things I want to do. Oh dear, everything's very eccentric. Look at that. Look at that eccentricity. That's a lot. I do have a lot of delta V, must be said. What is that? My Apo. That is my Apo apps. My Apo Jool. I think, in fact, though, I'm going to go to my. I'm going to fix that first. Is poll on my list actually? Explore Bop, Jool, done. Hurrah! Explore poll. Okay. Now, I mean, in a sense, there's not a huge amount I can actually do here. Well, there's some I can do quite a lot of things at poll now. I think, but I can get quite a lot of science back. Is what is specifically what I can do. Now that's the ascending node, so I want to go anti-normal. Yeah, so I'm not spending a lot of delta V making this adjustment. But that's still a minute 38 with my incredibly awful engine. Oh, right, yeah. I always forget what I've got myself attached to, what I'm pointing at with my SES. Wish I had given. Oh, I don't know whether I actually had a when I set this off, because I set this off ages ago. Well, 1 year, 330 days ago, so it's nearly 2 years in Kerbal time. I'm fairly sure I didn't in fact have access to better computer cores, because I would have one that could follow maneuvers would be brilliant at this moment. Yeah, no. Where are we? Oh, hang on. It's going to take me 350 days to get there. Good grief. Well, I think we'll just go, oh, well, there you go. Ah, lordy lord. Okay. Goodness me. Eesh. Yeah, I mean, when you get down to it, I mean, let's see, how many? That's megameters. That's 1,000 kilometers. So I'm 1,000,000 kilometers away from Jool, which I don't think I can even see from. I don't know which is that. That must be it there. I can only barely see the thing, so maybe I did want to get in slightly closer. But it's going to take me 117 days just to get to the apoapsis, so I might as well do it this way, I guess. Oh, what a weird episode. Okay, so that's the problem I've got at the moment. This is the thing I did not take into account. I'm so far away from the sun that the solar panels did not give me enough power to actually run the solar, to run the electric, run the engines. And I don't know off the top of my head whether just limiting the thrust to 25% is going to be enough. I'm going to have to look into the things I'm going to want to look at. Will include would it be enough to send a could I make up the difference with RTGs with the nukes things, or would I need to send something else instead? Would I need to send fuel cells? Would I just need to have more batteries so that I can do long sustained burns? I mean, this has only got a battery of 400, which is very dumb because you use up that battery very, very quickly. So this is obviously going to be a bit of a long-term project, and I've got stuff I want to do. So there you go. Wow. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly check on. Bring up my big map, because I have been doing. In the meantime, I've set all my Eve and Gilly scan sats. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. This is the biome map of Eve. In fact, I think I might just head to Eve. I'll wait for this to refresh so you can have a look at it. Big blocks of exciting colour. I've already done the low-res scan and the high-res altimetry scans. And I've just also done the resource scan as well. So I can combine those into one map. So it looks like most of the ore is highlands. Well, it looks like the ore scan is going to take a little bit while. It's got those little bits in the middle to do. But the biome one looks completely done, which is nice. Are there no anomalies? Are there no anomalies on Eve? That's kind of sad. It'll make my life a little bit easier because I now don't need to try and send anything to get anomalies on Eve. But no anomalies on Eve, that's interesting. I've also set a the resource scanner on Gilly, which is the last one of those I needed to do. So let's quickly just, using the tab key, head ourselves to Eve. Right, because what I want to do is switch to here, and I want to send the science back home. Seeing as I'm not going to be doing any more Jool stuff today because that's going to take forever. Where are we? There we are. Can't see anything because we're in the middle of the night. But we've got 100%. If I can bring up this, and it will tell me I've got 100% of the multi-scan. So I can stop that, analyze the data. It's 100 science, which I'll hopefully be able to transmit without running out of battery. could have waited until it was during the day, couldn't I? Ooh, not quite. There we go. That's that sorted. Where's the resource scanner? That's scan radar. Scan high. Scan resource. Let's go look at scan resource. %. That's pretty good. I can't change. Interesting now. I can't change the. Change? What am I saying? I can't do the analyze data thing. What I can do is I can just hit perform orbital survey, which is the old way of doing it, and that's going to run out of electricity as well. This is the old way of doing it. But that has sent me some science, but I don't know. I actually don't know how much. Oh, 489 science. So this is the old ScanSat version, or the old resource scanner. I'll keep on with this one so I can keep everything in the same place. When I start looking at maybe learning things I need, but I'm not sure I'm going to bother. Well, I might do. There's lots of science to be gotten from Eve, so I may well do that. And I'm going to have. I've done all the sciences has come out of all of them. I've done I did the biome one. Let's quickly. I'm going to have a look at the resource scanner, which I just set going. Okay, that's got some work to do. 85%. I'll leave that going. Trying to remember if I've sent the biome data off. Go and have a look. But I have to say, Gilly's biome map is hilarious. It's just the best biome map ever. If I bring up the big map, and then go to Gilly. It's got just the best. Actually, I suddenly realised a better way of doing this. Let's go to map view. How did I get that turned on? Don't know. Let's go to map view, and we'll focus on the space potato, and we'll bring up the overlay control. There we go. We'll draw a biome map. Look at that. It's got a whole like 3 biomes. Basically, it's got lowlands, midlands, and highlands, and that's it. So it might actually. Where's right? Gillylander 1 is on highlands. Gillylander 2 is in lowlands. So it may actually be worth to see if I can hover over to some midlands to get some extra science out of Gilly. It is just the most ridiculous thing, in my opinion. Have I analysed the data? I have analysed the data because there's no science to be done. I've checked all the others. So I got quite a lot of science out of Gilly and out of Eve. Probably about as much as I'm going to get out of them, to be honest. I don't remember if any of the others. Did I put other scientific instruments on these. Maybe I put some other scientific instruments on this one. Wait, that's not helpful. That's not a helpful view at all. No, I don't think it is. Okay. Looks like I should have sent a more generic kind of science probe. I'm trying to look if I did put more scientific instruments. I want to get more science out of them, basically. And that's been sent as well. So there you go. It turns out that Gilly has very few biomes. And that doing anything around Jool takes a heck of a lot of time and a heck of a lot of energy, which I didn't think to put on the spacecraft. So there you go. A bit of a mishmash today, but these things happen. Man, I've got some thinking to do about Juno, actually. I'm wondering if I can't make... can I make something that will get to Juno in time to catch the Juno to Kerbal deadline, so I can get Billy back? Because otherwise I can send something, basically when he's meant to go is 114 days away, and I can only, the efficient way to send it is in 207 days. So otherwise, it looks like he's going to have to spend a whole another year at least on Juno, which I don't really want to do, but I don't know whether I can fix it. So anyway, with all that, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. Find Nearly Enough Dice, nearlyenoughdicecom. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter, so you can just search for Nearly Enough Dice there. And until next time, reach for the stars and try and pack enough power to make your xenon engines work.